In this video, we are going to implement IBasketRepository interface using the Marten library IDocumentSession interface. Here you can see the opening sessions in Marten as a document database. We will use primary construct to inject Marten classes into our repository object. Here you can see that we will inject IDocumentSession, and especially we will use lightweight document sessions. For that purpose, please open the Visual Studio and we should install Marten NuGet packages into Basket API. I'm going to right click the Basket API project and manage NuGet packages and search for the Marten. Install Marten library into Basket API project, and if you double click the Basket API, you can confirm that our Marten library comes into Basket API. Now we can use this library into our Basket repository to inject IDocumentSession. So I'm going to inject IDocumentSession as a session name. So if you come here and using Marten statement, you can see that we have injected successfully, and now we can use session object to perform get, store and delete operation. Let me start with the get basket operation. I'm going to remove this throw exception statement, and now I'm going to create a basket variable, and we will use session.load async method, and I'm going to retrieve shopping cart with a given username and cancellation token. Here you can see that we will get basket information from the PostgreSQL database using the IDocumentSession from the Marten library, and we will passing the username because we will get shopping cart by username, and after that I'm going to return this basket, but this basket can be null. So for that purpose I'm going to check that if basket is null, we can throw an exception. So what kind of exception that we can throw? We can throw any basket not found exception. We will create this exception a few minutes later, so let me create, and after that I will explain. If basket is not null, we can return the basket object to do our method operation. Okay, get basket is completed successfully. Now I'm going to implement store basket. As you remember that when we are storing the basket information, we will perform absurd operation, because Marten provide an absurd functionality that simplifies our operations. That means if this shopping cart doesn't exist into database, Marten will insert it. If the shopping cart is already existing, Marten will be update the existing shopping cart object. Since we are storing the shopping cart as a JSON body into document database, we can update the whole JSON into our database. So this behavior aligns with the dynamic nature of the shopping cart and shopping cart items in our e-commerce application. So we will use store method. For that purpose I'm going to write session.store and passing the whole basket object, and after that we have to write session.save change async operation to perform all this operation on database, and I'm going to return this basket. And lastly, we can implement delete basket method. For that purpose we have using the session.delete method, passing the shopping cart as a generic, and we have to give username because we will also delete shopping cart by username. And after this operation, of course, we will again using the save change async method, and I'm going to return true as a successful complete operation. So now it is time to develop our custom exception, which is the basket not found exception. For that purpose I'm going to create a new folder under the Basket API project. Right click, add new folder, which name is exceptions, and under this folder I'm going to create a new class which name is basket not found exception. So in here we basically inherit from the not found exception, which is comes from the our actual building blocks operation, which including all common related objects into building blocks, and we will follow the same step and creating our custom not found exception inherited from the not found exceptions comes from the building blocks. And in this class, we basically create a new constructor, exception constructor, and this constructor get a username information, and we will paste this username in the base of the not found exception. If you look at the parameters of the base constructor, you can see that we have two parameters that we can use, name and object key. So I'm giving as a name basket and key username. So this will be provide a clear and meaningful exception when a basket is not found in the database. So we can move this using statement into global usings. I'm going to go to global usings and add exceptions to make it available for each classes. And if you go back to our actual basket repository class, you can see that basket not found exception is requiring a using statement, and I am adding this using statement. And if you go on top of this page, you can see that we have two using statements. I'm going to move to the global using CS and come here, copy paste and make it global using statements for Marten and the basket exceptions. And if you go back to our basket repository, as you can see that we have successfully implemented the basket repository class using the Marten IDocumentSession.